I called the CEO of this Canadian Center for Ethics in Sport, and I asked him, like, Paul, what is going on? Like, I'm looking at this document. None of the other men from the other presidents are telling me anything. Like, why are we trying to do this? Why is your organization, who's supposed to be your only, Paul, you know that testosterone, it gives people an advantage, which is why you do your doping control. And then why are you allowing male bodies? Are you saying that male bodies can compete against females? And all he would do is clearly ideological, because throughout that entire phone conversation, he kept saying, well, we have to be, profiled safety and inclusion and equity. And I said, it's not safe, because if there's a man, like in a contact sport, it's not, it's not inclusive, because if there's men and women's finals, they're going to exclude the women from the medal. So it's opposite of that. And it's obviously not equitable, because it's not fair. And it's not fair. And he just kept saying, no, we have to be safe, inclusive. Like he would not talk to me like a normal human being. So I knew that right away. So anyway, as a coach, it blew my mind, because everything we try to teach athletes, this was against those principles. The whole point of being an athlete or one of the values and advantages of being an athlete is clearly that you learn how to have discipline, and you learn how to have foresight, and you have to plan, and you do have to have your, all of the sequence and strategies, how you're going to win and do it fairly, and how, and even like, that's why I would say Title IX in the States has helped in the American society, like all those soccer moms, and it's helped this American culture so much in the sense of women now, a huge amount of, like, it's something like 95% of women who are executives in these big companies have all had sports in their background. Why? Because it gives you confidence. It gives you, all of those things. So all of the learning how to even lose properly, having the confidence to lose, and then say, well, I'll try harder next time, or y'all find out. So when you have a paradigm where, and this is my concern as a coach, if you have a paradigm where you're trying to teach your athletes all these different skill sets, like emotionally, ethically, physically, and none of those rules apply to the other person. Yeah. What you're doing to the female cohort is you're actually doing the opposite of what sport is normally empowering to women and girls. What you're really doing is the opposite. You're teaching them learned helplessness. Yeah. Because they know they don't have a chance. Yeah. And that is going to be utterly destructive in their entire lives. Like, whether they'll have no confidence in knowing that the system is going to treat them fairly, or they won't have the confidence if they all try something. But there's even no way to know, like, let's say you lose to a male. How do you self-assess? I know. Like, how do you even say, like, okay, because an advantage of being an athlete is to say, well, okay, so that person beat me when I was running the corner, they passed me. So obviously I got to improve my curve running. I need to improve. Yeah. Or like if I was a high jumper, I need to hold my hip a little longer over the bar. I have to. Yeah. But if somebody comes along and just has the worst technique, and this is what we're seeing a lot of these men who are coming into women's sports, like even the cyclists, they're telling me they have the worst form. They're not even technically great. They're just winning because they have better bodies. And so as a female, you have no ability to self-assess and have a strategy to improve yourself.